Yo, what's up, Blackish fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Man, we're going to get right back into some Contra. Really excited about these cats, man. Their flow is just unimaginable, right? It sounds like early Woo. Just something where they're all equally talented. Just really excited to see what this does to hip hop and people that might follow in their footsteps. And really excited to get into this, but low key, man, their beats have been on point. I'm really excited to see where they get their beats from as well. I've actually been thinking about putting together a video based on where they come from, their influences, something that really describes it. It seems like they came out of nowhere, right? But if you guys are a fan of Coast Contra, we've been getting into their freestyles. We're going to dive into their catalog. Make sure you show some love by liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you like these intellectual breakdowns where we go line by line. We try to break down their wordplay as well. I always joke around like, if you're here to listen to the song, this might not be the right spot for you, right? Because we stop it, we pause it, we rewind. I want to understand the context of what they're saying. And with cats like this that are this talented, the wordplay is sick. It could be 6 lines up, it could be 6 lines below. They're connecting different sequences, so we try to get all into it. But without further ado, let's get into this is the Diet Coke Freestyle. Let's get it started.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
The beats, listen to that.
Lord knows who watch you niggas get distracted, watching your flat and plasma 88 TVs lacking discipline, missing their action.
Ooh, he comes right in with it, right?
Finish this marathon, how else was it gonna happen?
What did he say, right? He said, hey, we're going to run it back. But he was talking about cats getting distracted. And he said, we watched you niggas get distracted, right? And then he brought it back together with ADHD TV, right? ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It's a chronic condition, right? It's you have difficulty paying attention. There's hyperactivity. There's impulse control. There's some real issues there. But I like just the wordplay with ADHD and TVs. Let's run it back.
Not today's price.
So easy to overlook the smaller bars, but that's what makes them sick.
Lord knows who watch you niggas get distracted, watching your flat and plasma 88 TVs lacking discipline, missing their action. I follow Nip. Had to take a trip from Greece to Athens. Finish this marathon, how else was it gonna happen?
Bro, just sick, right? He said lacking discipline. Again, tying that to ADHD, right? We talked about you could have a lack or problems with being impulsive. So lacking discipline, missing in action, MIA, but he said I followed Nip. I'm sure he's referring to the late Nipsey Hussle, right? And I didn't catch quite what he said about Greece and Athens, but let's run it back. I believe he said marathon.
Had to take a trip. Lord knows who watch you niggas get distracted, watching your flat and plasma
ADHD TV.
Discipline, missing their action. I follow Nip. Had to take a trip from Greece to Athens. Finish this marathon, how else was it gonna happen?
Yeah, Marathon is a town in Greece. It's also the site of what they call the Battle of Marathon. That was in like 490 or 500 BC. But I don't know if that's exactly what he's referring to. There's also the album. That's what it is. He's talking about the trip from Greece to Athens. He's talking about Marathon, the town in Greece, but it's also the album from Nipsey Hussle. It was called The Marathon.
Your flat and plasma 88 TVs lacking discipline, missing their action. I follow Nip. Had to take a trip from Greece to Athens. Finish this marathon, how else was it gonna happen? And still I'm crossroads, took a loss and lost some lost souls on the way to the mic. Following purpose, had to get rid of my vices. That was the greatest advice. When you know what your worth is, know what could purchase. Devils to try to haggle with your prices. You to worship, but nah. Who said the truth is hard to find?
He said if you follow Nipsey Hussle, you know a lot about what he's talking about, right? Obviously, we lost Nipsey Hussle way before his time. He talks about him crossed with crossroads. Crossroads has there's definitely a feeling of death. Meet you at the crossroads. Who knows that Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? But the crossroad represents the rising and setting of the sun. It's also the human life cycle of death and rebirth. Supposedly, the center of the crossroads is where the communication with spirits takes place. That was the significance and that same use of crossroads. But I like what he said. He said something about he took a loss and he lost some lost souls. It sounds like he was getting rid of baggage or people that might have been holding him down. He lost souls. But again, we might want to hear the context. He might completely flip that. But I love what he talks about different vices and getting advice, knowing your worth and the devil playing with the price. And basically, it sounds like he's saying that sometimes money is not worth the restrictions that come with it. But let's let it ride.
Prices, give you dead presidents to worship, but nah. Who said the truth is hard to find? I say it's hard to choose. Don't get confused and guard your mind.
Yo,
Niggas will break you through the window of your soul and ride you blind. Take your light, take your shine. I reminisce from my.
Ooh, just look at the wordplay, right? What did he say? He said it's not hard to find the truth, but it's hard to make good decisions when you have the truth available, right? Fuckers are always going to play with your mind, right? Your decisions, they're going to try to steal your light. They're going to try to make you bitter, right? What did they say? Misery loves company, right? Let's let it ride.
Your soul and ride you blind. Take your light, take your shine. I reminisce when my days was darkest, down to the last feeling was left to be afraid when the ray's exhausted. Yelling at God for my misfortunes, giving the praise when everything's great, but that's his torture.
I like this one. There's definitely like a kind of a Nas Nas type beat, but the wordplay isn't quite as complex as the previous freestyles I heard. It's still sick, right? And I love the beat, but we'll see how the other cats are when they jump on the mic. But normally it's like over here, over there. They're tying in different sequences. This has been pretty straightforward. We haven't even had to break down as much, but let's let it go.
Praise exhausted, yelling at God for my misfortunes, giving the praise when everything's great, but that's his torture. Fast forward, nothing happening to me, it's happening for me. Blessed up, I really ask for shit. Get what I give, and that's legit, yeah. How many years I spent and studied the craft to master this year. Look at my dog.
Put in that work.
All in that small condensed apartment rent was late sometimes, but still somehow we made it here. Coast.
Ooh.
Straight raw shit. Brutal.
Pure, right?
My pen pals is cartels. I'm raw in every realm. On Monday nights I wrestle with fiends just to hear him yell.
Woo! Monday night SmackDown is what he's originally referring to, right? I like how he says my pen pals are cartels, right? Like, yo, I'm connected with some people, bro.
I'm raw in every realm. On Monday nights I wrestle with fiends just to hear him yell. Now I choke slam these got MCs to the pits of hell. I get them higher than the Pope with the shit.
The choke slam also referencing Monday Night SmackDown.
That's under my nails. Born to prevail, but had to learn how to fail first. You won't never win in life if you don't bet it on yourself. When you heal from all that trauma, you gon' see you wasn't cursed. Shit happens for a reason. There's a reason you still breathing. God gives the strongest soldiers the toughest battles on earth. And
it definitely sounds like with this, they're talking about their struggle, right? All the way from the first cat to this cat, I believe is Rio, right? They're talking about their struggling, how they made it, the time, and it's taken a lot of years of practice to become this overnight success. That some people might say that because they haven't seen them putting in the work. It sounds like they're explaining the work, right, and the battles and what they had to go through.
if you listening to this, keep going, nigga, it works. Siento mis sueños cerca, ya no se ven tan lejos. Vamos a cambiar el juego and rewrite las reglas. No quise ser un callejero, pero en las escuelas nunca me entendieron. Yo estaba pensando en dinero y cosas de la vida. El colegio no enseña, mami, no soy cualquiera. Aprendí de la vida, a mí me necesita. Este juego aquí, soy la esperanza de mi gente. Todos gritan sí, mami, tú sabes lo que es. Two C's, all my girls come through, double cheeked up. Nigga.
He said so much there. He basically said that his dreams were close. They didn't seem as far anymore. He wants to change the game. He wants new rules. And I think he said something about a map, but people never understood what he was talking about. I think he said something about, again, Spanish isn't my I don't really know a lot of Spanish, but I think he was saying about comparing what people are taught in schools versus maybe what the game is. Sorry that was as loose. It was a little faster for my liking, but I'll try to, in the comment section, I'll try to see if I can get a better understanding of what he said there. But I think I got the general gist of it.
All my girls come through, double cheeked up, we up, nigga.
I love the Spanish flow.
Hey yo, my nigga, we go harder. Humble yourself for your falter. Squad to hustle the day job, working 9-5 shit. Culture, slept rats, roaches, slept mattress, sweat stained dreams posted. I mean, my nigga, if walls could talk, every one of them bitches is scream focus.
Yeah, they're definitely talking about the struggles that they had, just like the other cats, right? What did he say? He's talking about hustling, having a day job, that 9 to 5. He said he done slept with rats, roaches, sweat-stained mattress, right? Dreams posted. You know, these are all things that, again, he's talking about the work and all the struggle that he had to go through to get where he is today.
I mean, my nigga, if walls could talk, every one of them bitches is scream focus. Who is these niggas, man? What is they talking about? Running your mouth, your ops are running your mouth, your label is running your mouth, the streets is running your pockets, weak, the bitch is running.
Yeah, other people are making decisions for you, right?
Your house is hard to watch it. What is they talking about? Annoyed, my mood swings, come my split the crowd, hit the stage and rock shit like, nigga, this my shit. Hall of Fame status, spinning in John Lennon fabric.
Ooh, John Lennon for the Beatles.
Winners aesthetic on me. Addresses proper like the mannequin making a lead. I shake, that's word to Yahweh. Did it my way, son and nigga.
He said Ashe, right? That's I believe it's a philosophical concept. Let me run it back to make sure I'm understanding it.
Linen fabric, feeling aesthetic. This a winner's aesthetic on me. Addresses proper like the mannequin making a lead. I shake, that's word to Yahweh. Did it my way, son and niggas.
Yeah, I believe he's speaking of it in a spiritual sense, not Yahweh, which is basically another way of saying Jesus or God, right? But Ashe, I believe that's Nigerian. It's they talk about the power that that makes things happen, right? It produces change. They reference it in that song, Ade Oludu. You meet Oludu energy, Sasha, I believe it is. But that's where that comes from. I believe that's the same thing that he's referencing here.
The mannequin making a lead. I shake, that's word to Yahweh. Did it my way, son and niggas. Who else could put day by day? My crew, the loudest from America. Badu, kicking this your window seat ain't got my view. Nah, kid, not by far.
You know, much less wordplay, but again, the wordplay is there. Even from saying something as sick as fly shit in the window seat, right? Still playing off fly, being on a plane. You know, it's simple, but again, it just shows excellent writing. And I don't ever see these cats with a notepad. I don't ever see them with a phone or a tablet in front. I'm sure it's probably a mixture coming off the top, but you can tell there was some planning on the parts that they mix up and they're like, coast, or they do some, but it's still impressive.
Kicking this fly shit, your window seat ain't got my view. Nah, kid, not by far. The guy spit, Allah Akbar, who nicer? I might insert cipher.
God is the greatest, is Allah Akbar.
Circle at mosque, it's righteous. They will live nothing like
us. With mosque.
It's nothing like us, but the love is priceless. Facts, God.
Coast Contra shit. Apartment 505, March 24th. Let's get it. My niggas don't panic. We the ones that sink the Titanic. The best of rap.
Cold as ice, right? Cold as ice. It's an iceberg.
My niggas don't panic. We the ones that sink the Titanic. The best of rap since ceramic. Look, just to be specific.
Ceramic car wraps, right?
Let's get it. My niggas don't panic. We the ones that sink the Titanic. The best of rap since ceramic. Look, just to be Pacific. The coast got flows like the Atlantic.
Ooh. He said, just to be Pacific. You hear a lot of people say that they actually mean specific. But he's playing off that and talking about the coast, right? The coast, like the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean. Great wordplay.
Just to be Pacific, the coast got flows like the Atlantic, with bars that's intense like camping. Facts. We grew up out of famine, with teddy bears and candles ain't romantic.
Ooh, the teddy bears and candles aren't romantic, right? In the hood, you know those as they put those on the streets normally when a child dies. It's kind of similar to back in the day. In my day, they used to put their gym shoes and rope them up and throw them on the electrical lines, right? Nowadays, there'll be a visual, maybe some sort of pass through, but a lot of times they put teddy bears and candles or a bike there, or however, depending on how they died.
Grew up out of famine with teddy bears and candles ain't romantic. Apartment 505 made us family. You wouldn't understand it. Was tested to the max, but we banned it. I was so broke, I had to brand it. Now shit expanded. Tuna, fish, and salmon. If money talk, Lowe's ain't the only one speaking Spanish. Clearance, now they asking us for clearance. They used to overlook us, now they pay for our appearance, nigga.
Woo! Oh, that was it. I want more. Yeah, this was definitely, I like it. Wasn't my favorite freestyle because of the wordplay wasn't there, but it was still sick. And night and day, I don't know that there's a lot of rappers out today, mainstream rappers, that can flow at this level, with this level of wordplay and complexity that they typically showcase. So not my favorite freestyle if I'm just keeping it real, but definitely still a classic. That I believe their album, if it's anything like this, it's going to be a classic. Really interesting to see where these guys go from here. We're going to be here for it, right? Make sure you show some love, subscribe to the channel. If they're putting out new music, we're going to be breaking it down and really diving into it here. And I'm going to keep going into their catalog as well.